Alrighty, let's take a look. So we're doing a Lee Sin game in Diamond, and you want to have a main focus on snowballing the game. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, so let's put this here. Main focus, snowballing game. Alright. Let's see what sort of lead we have. We got a first blood here, which is pretty fantastic. Nice. Severe lost flash, it's all good. Okay. Go E or W. Go W, okay. Gonna be healthy, slower clear, no problem. So we do 3 into bot. Or 4, sorry, 5 camps into bot. So it's level 3 and we go into bot. Okay, so here is where it's a small thing, but it matters to getting level 6 quicker. So your goal as Lee Sin, your goal as any ganking jungler, actually is not to spam gank and be as proactive I as many people think. I personally think that getting level 6 and then going crazy on champions like Lee Sin, I mean, like what, like I think Lee Sin fits it perfect. Um, you can fight early if there's clearly easy fights. Otherwise, getting to 6 quicker is super powerful because your level 6 is still stronger than many other champions level 6.
Yeah, I agree. That's usually what I go for, especially
Okay.
since like I watch your
Yeah,
vids
yeah.
and you're big with farming. So I typically try to avoid, like, I just want to go for what's
Level
certain. So
6.
like the farm is usually certain. So for a while I played like that,
Yeah.
but then as I got higher, I think like I got to Diamond 2, and then all of a sudden, like more things started happening more quickly. And if I just consorted to either farming, then I would just fall behind. Or like the team would grief or whatever. So I started looking to try and like bend that a little bit and look for like the level 3 or the 5 camp or 4. I noticed like the 4 camp clear usually. Like this game, maybe not in particular, but in a lot of games, like at my 4th camp, lane will start fighting or something. So what I've been trying to do is around that time marker, like pay more attention to lanes to see who's like brawling, and then see if I can capitalize there. And if not, if it's like 50-50 or lower, then I'll just keep on farming. Otherwise, I'll try to play for the gank. But that's why it shifted, I think, here was because for like it was really reliable even if I went for like a lethality build or something to just get S6 as fast as possible and stay ahead and farm because you'd just be stronger stat wise and the plays would be more likely. And it was really reliable until all these brawls just started happening the more I won earlier on. And then I had to like practice breaking from that because otherwise it just wasn't working. I just chained lose and people would tilt.
Yeah. So obviously, like, there's never gonna be one right answer in any specific game. It's always gonna change. It's always gonna sometimes it's better to gang, sometimes better to farm. It all depends on the condition, right? So I emphasize farming. It's just easier to learn that way first. I promise you, like even on a champion like Lee Sin, if you if you play to get level 6, in majority of your sequences, even up until masters, I'd say you are going to have better odds in um most games, and like specifically if you're trying to break out of it, again the conditions need to align. So the condition here that I'm like emphasizing is, hey, your laners are not in lane at all, so you're going to make
Yeah.
this play. You don't know where the enemy jungler is either. You could potentially going for 1v3 here. Now it could work 100%. You play this well mechanically, they fuck up, jungler's farming, yeah, but you could also take the secure play, which is going to Krugs. So I don't want you to like
Mm.
completely break the reason why I teach this way as well is because it's the fundamentals of jungling. It's the bare minimum, it's the baseline. It's like teaching a laner how to last hit minions. You just need to farm your camps. Of course, there's times where you need to drop your minion wave to go roam. You need to drop your minion wave to make the super play volume, super bot dive, to help the dragon, to help your jungler, to do something. That's going to be part of laning. But as a laner, what a laner needs to learn is I need to be able to last hit every single minion, and I need to be on every single wave. I need to play my tempo correctly. That's what I teach. So don't look at it as like as I get higher elo, these things don't exist anymore. They are going to last forever. The difference now is that you can see more opportunity because you're getting better at the game, and you're people are also better at the game, so you can punish more, and that's going to allow you to find better opportunity than just simply farming. But that is the fundamentals of
Yeah.
jungling. Okay, cool. So
Like
here,
here I can see where it's like there's no condition to be mad. You just go to
exactly,
Crows.
you just go crux. Exactly. And then if there is something here, you can either maybe cancel some tempo here, Like you cancel Zillion's back, which is like okay, so you're playing for something here. So like what you're doing whenever you gank a lane, it's not like you gain nothing. You just cancel Zillion's back, and you could have potentially landed an ability on Ezreal, which would have been
Right.
relatively useful. But in general, like to play for yourself, you don't want to be doing this stuff. Just in general.
Yeah, one big flaw is like I can't predict ever. Like I always have to react. Like so many times I'm slightly late to the play. Like there, if I would have just gotten there faster, I think I even stutter like at red buff. If I would have just gotten there like a second faster, I probably could have stopped that back. You know. And I think like so I think that's kind of what I was trying to go for, to be a little bit more predictive. I see that my bot lane's gonna make it. Samira has a kill, so she probably has a longsword from the first blood. So I think there's like, and then Ezreal's half HP. So if I get there, like that was kind of where my mentality is. So it's hard to like pinpoint exactly like when I should abandon the play. I guess like when they disappear from lane, I should just queue back to the Krugs. And
Well, let's list some more conditions. So they're coming, they have a kill, they're both level 1.
Yeah.
When they come back to lane, what are they gonna have to do?
Take the minion wave, get level 2.
They have like 3 waves. They don't want to just get level 2. Look at this wave. Look at this wave.
Yeah, it's massive.
Right.
There's probably like 3 waves there.
Yeah, there's like 3 waves here. They don't want to just leave this wave here. They're gonna go farm that wave, 100%. So then you actually don't have Samira with you, at least. And then maybe Rel can come, but Rel's level 1. Rel wants to get level 2. So pretty much you're missing again. So this is sort of a tricky situation because I like teaching the fundamentals of jungling. Farm, really easy to do. To teach the next level of jungling, you need to be able to find these plays and be smart about how you look for these plays. And that means not missing a single fact behind the condition of this play. Samira does not want to come, she will not come. Rel doesn't want to come either, she wants to catch this wave, she wants to get level 3 at least. Both your Samira and Rel do not want to interact with this play here, they want to farm. So if you're looking to do something predictive here, if you're looking to, make some sort of advantage, what you do is you're playing to cancel recalls, which is also an okay thing for you to play for. Most people miss some condition. Most people miss the fact of like, oh, I don't know where they're gonna recall, or I don't know what level they are. My teammates should come. My teammates should, like so many different conditions, so many different conditions thrown out there that it's hard to pinpoint a specific one. And then the problem with that is if you just farm all game all the time, you'll never learn what to look for. So it simply depends on what you're trying to what you're aiming to learn, essentially. The easier thing to teach is obviously farm, because you don't have to look around for much, and people find much more success by doing that. And if you are playing a champion like Lee Sin, who does want to look for things, don't forget what Samir wants to do. Don't forget what Rel wants to do. They want to get this wave so they can level up. You cannot omit that condition. And on top of this here, your mic. Okay, cool. Okay, so pretty much what back to what our main focus is, snowballing with the game with the lead. We'll recenter on this, but pretty much what I want you to decide on for yourself is your play. There's 2 trees. It's to farm or it's to learn how to gank. Okay, and then it's like this is you. You need to choose one. You cannot be in between. If you're in between, you're stuck. You learn less. This is like where you are right now. It's like, oh, I'm gonna farm a little bit, but then I'm actually going to gank. And then when I'm going to gank more, then I'm actually going to farm. You need to choose one. So either you're committing to like constantly looking for ganks. So what I mean by constantly looking for ganks is like you're not even considering these camps. You're considering 3 camps or 4 camps and then running straight to ball lane. If you did that actually, if you did 3 camps straight to ball lane, you'd actually get a playoff. You need to choose one. This is the problem. You cannot be stuck here. You cannot be stuck in between. It's easier to learn farming. I would say out of difficulty, this is like 3 out of 10. At ganking, it's like a fucking 8 out of 10. But you are playing a champion like Lee Sin. So learning how to gank is going to provide more value. It's just the difficulty of learning. Okay, let's take a look at the next play. You get this crab. You look for recall. You go straight back to the top side, which is good. Irelia is getting killed here. Okay, you have 2 longswords. So you are strong here. You drop your conquer stacks. You're waiting for spells, you just want to leave. Okay. This is like a low-key a fight you might be able to win, depending on what Silas's resources are, or his items. But leaving is fine here too. The thing that I like to look at is when you Q, the combo here is actually ward hop. I think if you ward hop, E, Q him, ward hop auto EQ him, he dies here. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next sequence here because all this is pretty normal so far. Like all this is pretty chill. Okay, so you get spotted by a ward. You're not really pinging too frequently here. Okay, so this is actually a really good play. Their enemy bottom is too far forward again. So this is that ganking versus farming thing, right? Right now you're indexing into farming, or sorry, ganking, which is great. You've omitted farming. You're done. You're not doing these. You're not doing these, which is fine. When you look for ganks, the risk is much higher. Okay, this is warded. High chance it's warded. People pink warded all the time. So there's another thing you can do here. You can path this way, and you'd be even further behind because here, if this is warded, they can spot you all the way here. If this is warded here, this is warded here, they can spot you here. You're behind them now, even more. On top of that, when you go for a gank play like this, you need to look at what Rel's spells are. You need to look at what Rel's sums are. You need to look at the position of the wave as well. So right here, this entire time, what I'm looking at, it's not my screen here. I'm looking at the wave. I'm not looking at, like, what are we looking at here? I don't know what Ezreal's playing for. I don't know what Zillion's playing for. I don't know what Rel's looking at. I don't know what if Rel has mount or unmount. I don't know if Samira's ready to fight. I have no information. I have no idea what's going on. I see here, great. Okay, I need to get a better picture afterwards. Is Ezreal and Zillion... The thing is, Ezreal and Zillion have two options here. After they crash the wave, what can they do?
All right, I think this is better.
Oh, yeah, you're good. You're good. Nice. So...
the only things I consider is that they'd either just go back or collapse.
Collapse? Okay. So they don't see you. So we're going to write this off as like they don't know where you are, so they can't do that. So now they're going to go back. What else can they do? If they're accelerating in their lane, the Samira is like really low on HP and mana. What do they want to do? They're double ranged. They want to pressure them.
You would think they'd dive?
Not die, but just hit plates and land Qs. They're playing Ezreal and Zillion. So when you see this picture here, in a second, when you look at them, look at what they're doing. They crashed their wave already. Why do you think they're up here? They're playing to get more poke on them. How can Samira catch this cannon wave if she is 25% HP, 35% HP, and Ezreal and Zillion are bombarding them with spells?
She can't.
Yeah, she can't. That's Ezreal and Zillion's goal here. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if that's the case, you need to wait here for a little bit longer for them to commit and actually try and pressure actually try to pressure Samira and Rel. And by that time, you spamping on the way. Rel will go in, then you come, and now you can get some kills. But do you see why ganking's actually just so much more difficult? Because there's so many conditions that you need to learn.
Yeah, just by going too early, I lose the play.
You lose the entire play is just by positioning poorly as well. You lose the entire play.
Yeah.
So then you come here, you don't ping. Also, just not pinging also, because you could have gone the same speed if you just had spamping. And then on top of that, you needed to check the information. You need to see what your teammates are trying to do. So when you're looking for ganks, you have to gather more information. What are the enemies playing for? What are our allies playing for? What are the HPs slash sums? Mana slash sums. What is the wave state? What is the timing? What is the positioning? What angle? Right? You path like this. Are you sure you want to go this way? Shouldn't you go this way if you're trying to kill him? So many things to account for. Or, you could also just fucking farm your Raptors into Krugs and then do something after. The reason why skipping these camps suck is because you're now in a position where you have to make this play work. Otherwise, it fucking blows because you're losing resources here. You're losing 2/3 of a kill worth of gold, and then you're also losing like a kill's worth of EXP. Okay, so again, looking at pathing, you can angle this way if you're trying to kill them. Okay, so you guys kill this guy, great. You do have LeBlanc. You are playing Lee Sin. This is good. You go for the dragon. Okay, let's take a look at how you fight this here. Okay. Good, back out. This is fine. So what gives you the confidence to pull this dragon here? Because Ezreal's dead?
Yeah, because Ezreal's dead. And
Okay.
it looks like in this picture right here in the minimap, it kind of looks like we have prior, even though like now looking again, it doesn't. I think like at the time it looked like we had prior because like LeBlanc's there, Ezreal's dead, Samira's pushing her wave. I have the Rel with me.
Alright, Samira's pushing your wave. Next condition for pulling objectives, my guy. Does Samira want to do anything right now?
Yeah, she wants to shove her wave.
Okay, and then what does she want to do?
take it back.
Yeah, she has no mana. Do you want to recall? Does your teammates want to recall? Do your teammates want to recall? Do you want to recall for do your teammates want to recall for HP slash items? Is the position of the what is the position of waves? What is the position? What is the position? Or what is the vision control? What does the vision control look like? What do ultimates look like? So many conditions here. So if we were to break this down, number one, do you want to recall for HP such items? HP, you're fine. Items, you have 1k gold. A little bit risky here. Then we go Samira. Then we look at Samira. Samira needs to recall. She has no HP, no mana. Then we look at the wave. Let's think about the wave. LeBlanc just used her timer to come help you. Right? To get this kill. Wonderful. LeBlanc needs to go back and catch her wave. Because ASOL's first. And then we think about vision control. They have a pink here. They have maybe some vision here too. They have a lot of control over the situation right now. So it's even harder fight. And then what do ultimates look like? Luckily LeBlanc didn't use R. But LeBlanc and ASOL both have ults. If ASOL comes down here, ASOL's very powerful. Relative to LeBlanc at least, in terms of ultimate spells.
So alternatively, I think like, am I right in thinking the right call here would be to help Samira shove the wave?
You don't have to help her. She's fine because Ezreal's dead. Just take this crab instead, and then just go back to camps, and then you want to recall as well. You can clear this pink ward as well, but you don't need to be in the wave to help her. But yes, you should help her, but not take her wave. Essentially, does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I usually like just take them down to low HP faster so they can.
No, you don't want to show yourself there. You don't want to show yourself. You don't want to waste your time here. You want to go through the crab here.
Is that always in this meta, or do I?
It just depends on how fast Samir is clearing the wave. So the reason why I don't need to help Samir here is because if you look at the bot wave right here, but Samira has about 6 caster minions and 3 melee minions. That in itself is going to do a massive service in clearing the wave in front of her. Samira is also a champion that does relatively good damage to clearing waves. So if it's like a caster in level 4 trying to deal with a massive wave or no mana, then like yeah, but in this case it's just because the position of your wave, again, 6 caster minions, 3 melee minions against and the position of the wave, she's gonna be able to shove that. And if you really want to make this clear, Rel can actually go down there and fix the wave too. And you pretty much only do that if that's the only option for everyone, and you have no one else that can help. So I don't really want to be the one who's helping.
Gotcha.
But you can. I'm letting you know that like in this case, like it's actually still fine too. I'm just giving you like I would personally just clear these 2 pink words and then go do the crap personally. Okay, the last thing I want to think about is how long does it take to do the dragon? So you said Ezreal's dead now. Okay, you pull the dragon, Ezreal's dead alive in 4 minutes. How long do you think it takes to do this dragon?
30 to 40 seconds, maybe.
Okay, will Ezreal be here in time?
Yeah, probably.
How long does it take to go from base to here?
About 10, 15, 20 seconds.
10, 15, 20 seconds? Okay, wait, let's like break it down. So like here is like how long?
10 seconds.
Yeah, and then here?
15.
Yeah. I would say that this is like somewhat accurate. But this is only accurate because of home guards, by the way, because they died. Otherwise, it's like by the time you get here, it's around 22 seconds. Normally, make sense?
Yeah, let me write that down.
That's
just information.
Yeah, it's just good to like picture. I mean, so just a general idea to get from to base to the dragon, I would say 30 seconds. So if you can't clear this within 30 seconds, Ezreal will be here full conditions with his items spent. And then you gotta consider that Udyr is also here, and their support is also here, so they can fuck with you as well. Okay. Alright, let's see this again. So W here, okay, Zillion's here. This is fine. It's good. Nice Q. Very nice. Back to camps, okay. Trying to do the grubs. Good. Okay. Thousands of gold. Good. Get the eclipse. Good. Okay. Top is like shit in the bed a little bit. You're here in the bot side. Okay. Oh, you're in the top side. Bot side gets skinked. Okay. How come from base you go straight to your bot camps?
Because they're up, and then I saw Zillion at the bottom of the minimap. So
Okay.
I thought like I should be pressured. Like I got an item, I want to look for a play in the next minute or so. My bot camps are up, and
Okay, so
bot lane.
let's look at the tap screen. Who do you want to play around?
This game I think I decided on Samira because she's like typically an early game snowbally champion. They have a lot of kill potential in the bot lane with Samira and Rel. Even
Okay.
though Ezreal and Zillion are pretty slippery,
Okay. So let's
I typically want to snowball them.
yeah, you want to stumble the bot side. I mean, also you have Rel, right? Rel is going to give you a lot of like control over the play. So when you're pathing, clear your weak side first, and you can and then make the play. You can ignore your strong side. So what I mean by this is your weak side camps are up here. This entire quadrant is what we call the weak side. This entire quadrant is called the strong side. So all of this is like extremely weak side here. And all of this is extremely strong side for us here. So we actually want to play here. So what this means is if we don't want to clear these camps, we don't have to. So there's two things here. We are never touching top side. I will go back to yellow. We are never touching top side, and we're never touching bot side. What we're doing is we're going to clear our Gromp, our Wolves, and then go into their bot side and go into the enemy bot lane. That's how we go weak side to strong side. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And if there's no play here and there's no play here, then we just farm all of our camps. And then we still end up in the bot side, which is even better because then by a minute, by the time we're done with all three camps, 1, 2, 3, then maybe there'll be a play afterwards.
Yeah. I see. I think like my thought process was that because I have the item, because I want to play for bot, then I want to be like present at bot. And since my camps are there, like it made more sense to me to hover around that area, those things.
Do you see why it's actually still more optimal to go top down and do this?
I don't see exactly why. I think like the timing is essentially the same since there's two camps, and then I'd kind of make it there. Even though that crab would be kind of juicy spawning, I'd probably be lured by that one.
Cool.
But if I do this weak sides here and then go, like the timing makes sense because now that the wave is shoved in this minimap picture, at least, like by the time I get somewhere around like my Raptors, their bot lane might be back, and then the play will manifest.
Yeah, so there's
and then I can stay in the bot side longer.
That's the biggest reason. You're right there. You can stay in the bot side longer. If you clear these three camps, what's gonna happen is you can stay bot lane and you'd be bot lane for like, let's say you want to be bot lane for the next 1 minute. These camps are just not being touched, right? Which is fine because in the flip side, you'd be clearing these two camps and you go down, you sit bot lane 1 minute. These camps would not be touched. The problem is if the enemy jungler does this whole quadrant, goes in the top side, does this quadrant, and then goes into your top side, he has now gone 3 quadrants over you. Because you've only cleared these. So you...
And then by clearing those, I'm also postured to start clearing top side, which will then weak side the lane.
But yeah, exactly. Because then you don't really want to stay bot side forever if you have these camps just simmering. So you want to go top, you want to go like this. That's how you want. That's essentially the format of playing. If you really want to make a bot play really quickly, you can like quickly go bot lane, make a quick bot play, then re-clear, then recall, and then restart.
And now the crab there, I definitely would I clear that in this case, or would I just do the weak side and then go and just ignore that crab for the tempo?
If you want to clear the crab, that's fine because there's no actual rush. Here's the thing, you got your item and you feel like there's a rush to do things. There's no rush.
Yes.
The faster you get to your next item, the more 1v9 you will be. So I think I have there'll be like 2 videos I'll be uploading really soon where I emphasize this. You can go ahead and farm your camps. You farm them 10 times as quick. Which actually, and if you think about it this way, the faster you get to your second item by farming your camps, the more impactful you'll be in the next team fight.
Yeah.
So your goal is... what's up?
Oh, I was gonna say that sometimes it doesn't feel that way with leaves because the second item is often Sundered Sky, Black Cleaver if you really had. So like both of those items aren't like as much of a power spike. It feels like as Eclipse in the early game, so it feels awkward to think. But I think that's right because
Well,
I regardless it's the extra AD and you'd be clearing.
it's yeah. I mean, essentially, like if you farm effectively, and it's like a sort of even game, you're gonna be at your second item while they're at their first point five item. So this is the advantage that you have over them.
Yeah.
You have two items, he has 1.5. So it doesn't matter if like, the Sundered Sky is less good of an item than Eclipse. It's the fact that in a massive team fight, you'll have better stats, period. Like, that's it. That's how that works. And then obviously you still have to play the team fight correctly. And obviously, if you have your Eclipse and there's opportunity for you to look for, you want to look for it. I'm just saying, there's nothing wrong here with just taking one sequence, which will take you like less than like it'll take you probably like a minute to clear, and then look for a play afterwards. And all of this, by the way, is worth 600 gold. And it'll put you at around like level 7.5. Maybe with a crab? Yeah, 7.5 seems solid. Which also gives you a shit ton of stats. 600 gold is 2 kills here. And you can do that in a minute. So you need to think about the risk reward here, essentially.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
Cool.
Especially like with the risk of Udyr like taking the 3 quadrants.
Yes, the 3 quadrants. Exactly. So at the bare minimum, what I ask you to do is from base here, clear weak side to strong side. So go clear this. You can take the crab. I think it's worth it. If you don't want okay. So pretty much the problem with taking the crab is you're going to be slower to the bot side. So that's important to think about. What you can do actually is you can constrict enemy journaler. You can take the crab, take the gromp, and then skip the wolves. Because if I'm Udyr and I come check your camp, I'm checking if Gromp's up first. Gromp's not up. Oh, he probably took both the camps.
Yep.
Nothing to invade. That's how you can sort of think about it. Otherwise, I would just clear all 3 camps because I clear quickly with Eclipse, and I'm not in any rush. So Samir gets a kill. You're in the top side, so brawling dies. Kind of sucks. That's okay. Dying happens. Let's take a look at this. It's a little bit unfortunate. Your Q's a little off too. Oh wait. Oh, you kicked him here. You didn't want him to kill a wonk, or?
Yeah, I think so. Or I want to avoid him hitting the plant.
Huh. Okay, I want you to be way more considerate about this ultimate. It's a minute 30-second cooldown. There's 2 things. One, either you better get a kill from it. Like it needs to be like an 8 out of 10 difficulty. Sorry, it needs to be like a 2 out of 10 difficulty if you're investing in ult like this. It's really easy, really obvious. Otherwise, you're saving it for this dragon, or for the grubs, or for something, again, that's even easier. I want you to process your ultimate as a tool that's just so crucial to use around objectives. And if not, it better be a high-value play / really easy to use.
Yeah, I've been mainly using it to like secure a gank to like make it just like if they have the angle where I can just kick him towards my tower, then I'll just do that. Like I'll kick him right away, get it on cooldown, get the kill, and then move on with my life. But yeah, no, use it more. Be more careful, I think is right.
Yeah, you just have to be careful with it. Like now you have no ultimate, Lee Sin's now like a much weaker champion. Okay, so this still looks great. It's good. You got really nice Qs. Really like to see that. Good. You're in the bot side. The Blanc is going crazy. He gets a kill, and you're still here and you're fishing. You chunk Lee Sin, or you chunk Zillion. Zillion has to. Zillion's really low. Okay, I don't mind this. I think this is like okay to do. The dilemma is. So the problem with something like this is LeBlanc just died. So again, we're back to the same thing where it's like, how long does it take for Udyr to come alive and actually contest this? Right? So it's like, okay, you spent an extra 10 seconds or like 50, like even right now, I'm not running at this guy. What I'm going to do is I'm doing 1 or 2 things. I'm either going to pull the dragon right now and okay, actually, this is the best case scenario. Right now when you see this, you pull the dragon. Okay, because Udyr is going to be 25% HP after LeBlanc does this. After LeBlanc does this shit, and then let's see Udyr dies. It's even better. Sorry, if Udyr dies, yeah, if Udyr dies, it's gonna be even better. But I'm gonna pull this dragon here because if they come fight me, Udyr's gonna be really low, and I'm gonna fight them on good terms. Samir can also come help me. Rel's also coming out of base. So I'm not looking to chunk this guy in further here. I already got a 1-for-1. I've already got the enemy Udyr dead. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
It's hard to see that because it's like I had no idea that LeBlanc would kill him so quickly. That play would be so short. You know, like because I have all the gold right now, it's like I want it to be there.
We're not trying to kill Udyr though. We're trying to chunk Udyr out to 20-30% HP. So even if Udyr lives from this play, right now I'll phrase it right here. If Udyr lives on this HP, you can still pull the dragon.
Yep.
So what I'm looking for, and what you should be looking for when you're looking for conditions, are people who are low on HP. When people are below like 40% HP, think about them being a pike execute at that point. From that point on, in any team fight, they're now just pike executes. They're really, really, really easy for you to punish, unless they're like a complete tank. But right now, Udyr is building land entries, and especially here when he's dead, now it's time for you to just go pull the dragon, not do any of this. And if Zillion face checks, if Asol face checks, if Silas face checks, now you're with Rel and Samir on top of them, and they have a really hard time fighting you guys. Now this is also just like, okay, your teammates are looking for play, you're doing the dragon. I don't mind you doing this. I would do the same thing, but it's just the timing is what really threw everything off. Okay. So I see the angle. Whoa there, guys. Okay. Okay. I mean, well played. This is why I can see why people enjoy Lee Sin. This is very well played. Good flash and everything, and your Q is nice. You W'd before your Q. I could say this is nice. I would say the thing that I don't like, period, is why are you going here and trying to take two, 3 turret shots? Why take this chunk and just fucking go do the objective, right? So from a small wins, from like a big picture mindset, this is troll. This is bad. This is terrible. This is how you end games. This is how you walk away from the scrubbing 9-6 where you're up 2 dragons or you're up a dragon or whatever, and you have 3 grubs. It's a pretty good game state to like, fuck, maybe we can lose now. But still, it was really well played. Let's take a look at what we play for next. We take a recall. We got our item. We go for the Herald, which is good. Okay, now it's the question of how do we accelerate this game?
Yes.
Okay, so you're with your LeBlanc. Okay, so the first step is right now LeBlanc is going to the bot side. You're doing the Herald. You want him to pick it up, sure. Honestly, I'm picking up this Herald because so I can use it where I want to use it. I know it sucks because you have a ward. Go buy some pink wards if you really care. I think unless you're dueled with this guy, are you dueled with this guy?
No.
Yeah, unless you're dueled with him, it's so hard to communicate what you want to do with this Herald. It's difficult. I want you to have the Herald. Okay, and if you
it just sucks because of the Sentry ward, and I was like, oh, I'll trust them,
Well, it's not about trusting him. It's about the fact that you're going to be bot lane while Samir needs to clear mid waves. So where's Samir going to use Herald mid lane? Let's say you want to use it on these turrets. Now you can't because you don't have it. Make sense?
Yeah.
And when in a game like this, where you're this far ahead, chances are you probably don't even need the extra ward. But that's like a separate thing. Okay, so we're here, push the wave, fight this guy a little bit. We end up. Well, let's watch this tango here. This is good. Good W. Good spacing. Playing after cooldowns very beautifully. Dodging that. Oh, nice Q. Just beautiful. W is good. Okay. We do lose a lot here. Okay. So it was like good until we come back to the same picture where you're doing the same thing in the top side, but instead of this time you winning and outplaying them, you die. right? So there's like two marks here where this play up here, you get a triple kill, you guys won hard, but it could have been terrible. And this is the same thing down here where instead of you guys hard winning the fight and you outplaying them, you guys actually end up dying, or you at least end up dying. You have a massive shutdown. You're 5-0 with 4 assists and you have 2 items, so your shutdown is going to be 500 to 700 gold. So when you do this, you're living, sure. Okay, you're fighting because I realize here, sure. It's like at this point already, everything is just like, damn, like we're in a hard position. There's 2 things happening here. 1, the goal was to play for the bot turret. It's not possible because your teammates weren't ready. 2, you have Dragon coming up. Why are we even stepping up this far forward, catching this wave like a psychopath? You can also just catch this wave down here. So I think the problem that I've seen so far is the fact that you're just putting yourself in very difficult positions to fight people. The start of every single fight looks very, very difficult. Even now, you have no one with you and your Samir is dead. Why are you playing like this? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, like, right.
Yeah. So I need to see that. I think the problem is less about, hey, are you making bad decisions or are you like making the wrong choices? Is my mid game bad? It's the fact that the plays you are taking are just generally risky, too much risk. Like, just take a step back and look at the pictures and say, hey, Samir's fucking dead. Let me chill out for a little bit. Dragon's coming up soon as well. Let's chill out. Let's play for the next dragon. Let's play for the next turret. Let's wait for our teammates. We just won Herald as well, which is great. Also, by the way, Samir fucking used Herald mid lane. Don't give your teammates Herald. It's a perfect reason why you don't give teammates Herald. Just do stupid shit like this. And now Samir's dead and all this, and it's like, damn, like LeBlanc has to recall, and I need to relax. I need to just farm this wave. Even if you farm this wave, you do this combo, you do all this. This is great. This is fine. I don't really hate this. You're so powerful. I actually like respect this. But hey, Zillion's here. I dodge all this. I'm just gonna leave now. Peace out, guys. I'll do this combo on him. I'll chunk him really low, and then I'm just gonna like ward up away, and I'm gonna live. The reason why you want to live is because you want to be able to steal this dragon, or do the dragon, or go get mid wave, or go get top wave, or go get Krugs, and just travel on the map, get some resources somewhere else. Okay, so I just want you to picture this again. This play right here is the exact same thing as the thing you just did bot lane. Exact same mindset. What was that?
You meant top lane, right? Like over at the.
Yeah. You see this like this like little tray here, right? It's the same thing.
I'm really even thinking about where I was positioned there, taking that wave. Like I didn't even consider.
Oh, even this. Oh, yeah. It's the same. I mean, this is a little different because Ezreal and Zillion are like here, but like technically, yeah, like you don't even need to be here. If I'm doing 1 of 2 things, I'm going to do the Herald quickly so I can get that off the map. By the way, if you did that, if you went to do the Herald, you LeBlanc would never be by yourself right here. You'd be with LeBlanc right here coming out of base if you did the Herald instead of doing the stop wave. So that's like a smaller thing, but yeah, it's the same sort of idea. Like you have no teammates with you. There's no need to pressure right now. You want to play around your teammates. It's like when you get a lead. This is a common thing. When you get a lead, you're playing too. You're playing overcock. You're playing too cocky. So now this is like the second. This is like the second dragon that they get. Which is all pretty sad when we're this far ahead. At least they should have 1 dragon from that 1 play earlier, which is fine. But the next dragon should be yours. Okay, this is all right. Yeah, we are on the right side of the map, which is good. We are on the bot side with our LeBlanc. But they have a lot of strength here. Okay. Again, LeBlanc is out of commission here. Why is LeBlanc out of commission? Just to make sure we're on the same page.
Because her HP is low.
Yeah, she's just gonna get W'd by Silas, or anyone's gonna just kill her. Okay, so you're fighting this guy. Zillion's here. I mean, Aesol teleports and Udyr comes, but it's like we're actually fighting this by ourselves. And if we're not fighting this by ourselves, we're fighting this with the fact that Rel is coming really soon. You're fighting this 2v2 with you and Rel. Why? You have 1,000 gold. Your camps are coming up. You're like, there's no rush to fight anything right now. It's just like we're fighting the fight. What's the real reasoning behind this fight here? Are you trying to break bot turret? Well, LeBlanc has no HP. She doesn't want to be here. She wants to recall. Do you just think you're strong? Like, what's the reasoning here?
Yeah, it's that. I think I'm strong, so I want to use my lead and chunk them. Don't give them like an easy time farming. Like try and pressure them with my lead.
Right. You can pressure them with your lead by getting to your third item. And an easy way to get your third item is farm your camps, right? Because that gives you guaranteed gold, guaranteed resources. And another lens of putting this is like you can accelerate your lead without your teammates being alive with you.
Yep.
All the plays you've actually just this one, the last one, you're just going by yourself. No one's on your screen. I think an easy rule you can apply is if there's no one on your screen, don't fight.
So in this picture right here, would you just take the back, spend 1,000 gold, go back to your camps?
Yeah, all the way back here. I'm like, okay, right now there's resources mid that no one's catching. 0 people are catching that wave, so I'm considering that. I'd go catch the midway first. And if not, I'm just gonna recall. I'm too late to this. LeBlanc's either dead or alive. LeBlanc lives, okay. I'm gonna recall. And then I go to my wolves, I go by Grom, and I'm working my next item. And if I really want to break this bot turret, because that's the positioning we are in, I'm actually gonna go hit the bot turret like now. I'm gonna go down with LeBlanc and hit this bot turret. Or when the Silas teleports, I'm gonna combo with LeBlanc to break this bot turret, to pressure Silas here. If you just hit this bot turret with LeBlanc the entire time, which is what we should be playing for, we'd be able to break this.
Yeah, we would have killed it.
Yeah,
sure.
That's what we should be playing for. That's the reason why we're bot side. But you're forgetting that all the way back here. That's why we're in the bot side in the first place. So I'm pretty much okay. Let me try and make this make more sense. I'm trying to band-aid a mistake we've already made. The mistake we've already made here is that you're not playing for the right thing. You're on his camp, great. You're not trying to do this crap, and you're not trying to overextend anywhere. You're doing this grump in this bush so you can go hit the turret. And make sure LeBlanc can kill the turret. That's why you're bot side here. So all this is just a fix to a mistake we've already made. LeBlanc's too low now. LeBlanc doesn't even have her item. LeBlanc wants to recall. You have a lot of gold as well. And it goes back to all the way here where you are strong, but again you have no teammates, and it goes back here where you are strong, but you do have teammates, but you also have a lot of gold, and you have you have an easy thing you can play for. So if I were to break this down and try to explain this easiest way possible, there's three things you need to consider. Okay, what to consider? Consider these 3 things. Number 1. Do I have teammates with me to pressure something, to pressure an objective? So, right now, what objective are we playing for?
Probably Rift.
So you have teammates with you, and you pressured him, you chunked him. Now you can go to the Rift. So you've already completed your job. So do I have teammates with me to pressure an objective? Chunk them. That's quick pick. Okay. The next thing is do I have a lot of gold that I want to spend to get to my next item quicker? Okay, so if you have a lot of gold, all of this should feel bad right here. Essentially, this is okay, we chunk him, sure. Anything more should feel bad. Anything more should feel bad. Anything more should feel bad. I want to go clear the camp, the objective, and recall and spend my gold. And the last thing is, am I overforcing? Because I feel strong. So I'd like to tell this story. So when I first became a amateur player in the competitive space, I was invited to Core JJ in-houses. And I was able to play on his team as a complete amateur, complete rookie in the space. So really lucky to be able to play with him. I was playing against really good junglers. So I think I was playing against Armeo and Core, and those guys, they go back. So just the Team Liquid boys, it's pretty much like Team Liquid in-houses with Core. And I kept asking Core JJ for advice after my games. I think I played 3 games. And his advice every time was play a normal game of jungle. Chill out, pretty much. His message to me was that I was forcing so many plays in these in-houses I played with him that I wasn't even playing jungle anymore. I was just fucking running on the map doing so much shit. It seems like you feel pressured from the start and from your hand talking to me that you want to do things all the time. I just want you to remind you that it's not your job to constantly force things. Yes, after you do like 1 or 2 clears, or every like 1 or 2 minutes you want to make a play happen, but it's like literally like the best way you can look at it is like every 2 minutes you only need to make like one play, one good play. That's all you need. Or get the objectives, or farm well so you can be strong in the later on team fights.
Yeah, like, but the funny thing is, it doesn't feel like it's being forced. Like I know, like when we're looking at it now, it looks forced. But here, like I have the Aurelia coming. It feels like that when I tank the 2 tower shots, like, oh, that's a kind of a simple dive. She'll just cute in, kill it possibly. It feels kind of like that's where the momentum is going at this particular moment. So I think I have to work on trying to see the sight picture better, because to me this didn't feel forced at the time, but now looking at it, it's obvious.
Right, and that's the whole point of the review, right? You get to see that like in the moment, the difference in how you're thinking, and then like the big picture. And the best way I can remind you is like literally just constantly bombard yourself with the question of what's the next objective. You just have to ask yourself that constantly. And the objective that you're playing for right now is not kill Silas. You don't need to kill people to win the objective. The same thing with that Udyr bot side. You don't need to kill the Udyr to win the dragon. Make sense?
Yep.
I think you just like I think the way you think you need to snowball is by killing people. I just want you to like get that out of your head. You get all the objectives, that's how you can snowball. And then obviously you still need to win team fights. So that's still relevant.
The mentality really wasn't so much like killing people, more so just like I want to be there because my team is going to be fighting. Like they're going to be looking for fights, they're going to be doing stuff. So if I'm big and I'm there, then it'll tilt in my favor. Or that's kind of how I was thinking about it. So in all those cases, not like, oh, I don't necessarily want to kill them, even though it kind of looks that way now, But more so like, oh, I see my team is fighting, and since I have a lot of gold, and if I join them, then the scales should be in our favor. We win, and then so on and so forth.
I mean, this is the other way to look at it. It's because you're so strong, your teammates will listen to you. If you want to do the objective, you can do the objective even quicker. The objective is the secure way to win games. If you ping your teammates off 3-4 times, and you ping on the way to the objective, like you did actually like earlier, where you just like sat the objective, you got the dragon while your teammates went ahead and killed themselves. If you really want to like say that this is how I want to play, then down here when you do this dragon, your teammates are fighting right now while you're doing the dragon, because you should be fighting. Right, I'm just saying like this way of playing is the way I like seeing people play, because this is like a hard focus on objectives, which is good. Hard way of soloing the game, which is great. You don't need to kill people to win this objective, and you clearly showed that. This should be every single sequence.
Got it.
I think it's really just like a mindset thing here. You just got 2 kills. There's a big thing you can play for here. What can you play for here? Udyr is also going to come out of base. He's like pretty much dead. What can you play for here?
The dragon or the baron.
Yeah, and you're just going for more. Like everyone's just going for more. You can control this Irelia here relatively, or actually the Irelia and LeBlanc can both just do what they're doing right now because it's 2v2, or they're just strong themselves as well. And you can bring the Samira and the Rel can Rico, you can bring the Samira at least, where you can spam ping and the Blanc's gonna leave, Irelia's gonna leave, and they'll come to the Baron. They'll come to the Dragon. Because people aren't actively trying to int on the objectives, they just need to know ahead of time what they're playing for. I would say maybe 1 out of 25 people do they actually like significantly just don't want to listen to you. When you're this fed, when you're this strong, you're clearly like they're dead, it's so obvious. They just need to hear that ping. They just need to see that you're playing for it, you're walking to it. So even here, if I'm walking to the dragon, it's just so much nicer. I mean, it's as fucked as it looks. Like if like it's a good dodge, but if you get hit by that, you're actually dead. Like that's just like how dangerous of a position we've put ourselves in. We're 3 items. We're very, very fed. This guy's dead. You guys are chasing that. Good. What? Same thing, right? 3 times now. What are we doing here? Yeah, you burn flash. What do you think you should be doing instead?
Setting up Baron.
Yep. You can, and in the meantime, you can farm all your camps. Farm his camps, farm your camps. You can recall, buy pink words, buy long swords, buy ruby crystal. But we're just back to back, just like going in by ourselves. No one on our map. Irelia's bot lane. LeBlanc's recalling. You know? What'd you say? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, that he's a level ahead anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, now you leave it up to your teammates to maybe make some good plays or int, and they end up doing all right. Except for now you're here, and the problem is like LeBlanc is like 1 HP by the time you come here, and now it's just a disaster. And now it's just we're just like scrapping over the like with our lead. Baron should have been gone 10 minutes ago. We should have Soul by now. Okay, this situation should have happened literally 10 minutes ago. So you ask how you snowball games, I'm still at the same conclusion of you need to focus these objectives. You're all over the place.
Well, I'm really failing to see like the game state as well as I thought I was looking at it. Now that I'm like seeing the HPs.
Yeah. That's good to assess, and it actually ties back into what my first point of ganking versus farming is. It's hard to assess all these things. By the way, to assess the game state later on in the game, there's just so much more we need to do. Hold tab screen, check gold, check HP, check sums, check ultimates, check wave states, check position. It's similar things to ganking, it's similar things to pulling objectives, but it's even more in depth because you're not focusing on one or two people, you're focusing on everyone and all of them. It's hard. I definitely can see how that's something that you also should work on. But does this more sort of make sense how this game like just sort of is de-escalated? Into like not really being in your control.
Yeah. So sorry, I was looking at the.
No worries. Okay, so from this point on, I don't like reviewing. It's purely team fighting. It's no longer about jungling. It's no longer about like how you can make better macro decisions. It's simply just like a who has the better comp and who's just gonna play teammates better. Unfortunately, I think they just outscale you guys. They have more range, better frontline, better champs.
Yeah, it's just a fiesta after this, and we won by like 1 HP of a Nexus.
So you guys want this game too? Yeah. It's just a cloud fight. So pretty much the thing I want you to focus on is in the early game. So what I want you to work on. Number one, when thinking about your ganks, consider the conditions I listed and anything else missing. Okay. Number two, you have the constantly ask yourself, what's the next objective? And what's next to play for? This is how you snowball games. I again, like, it's not just because the objectives are better at winning games. It's because when you focus your mind on objectives, you help your teammates focus on objectives. You put yourselves in better positions, and you still will get kills. In playing for the Herald, at some point, you probably need to pressure top side and maybe kill him, then do the Herald. You probably need to pressure ball side, then do the Dragon. But it's the mindset of I'm going for this objective first, not kills, not just too deep in the jungle. Like pretty much, if I'm ever playing for Herald, like I'm never going past like this line. I don't need to. I'm never going up here to play for Herald. If I'm playing for Dragon, I'm never going past like this line. It's just too deep.
Yeah, I mean, I like that style of play too, simply because just like by principle, like the Dragon's gonna help your team scale, so it just makes
your team scale. Yeah, exactly. And then the last thing is just understand, like, think about getting your next completed items to make your next team fights better. Do not ever stop playing. I think you stop doing this. Once you get eclipsed, you're like, damn, my champ just like doesn't scale anymore type shit. Or like my champ's like useless. Like no. Like not like I know champion in League of Legends just gets like completely outscaled. It's all relative to how you play the champion and how quick you are at getting your items. Because it's one thing to say like at 50 minutes Lee Sin gets outscaled, everyone has 6 items. Well, Lee Sin's still gonna be mega useful. Let's think about any other champion. Like, can you give me a champion that like you think is really, really bad at scaling? You got anything in mind?
I don't know, probably Alawi, maybe.
Alawi, okay. Alawi in a team fight, she's still gonna have massive value, right? She's gonna split, people are gonna cover her, she's still gonna be like a tank, get her ult down, and get all her spells down, right? Like another example to me is maybe like Draven or Callista or like Poppy, like a tank.
Oh yeah.
They still provide their value. You as Lee Sin, whether you have getting outscaled by the obvious like Ace Soul who's getting a lot of stacks, or the Smolder is getting a lot of stacks, you can still provide so much value in the fight. It just depends on the champion's kit. And every champion's kit has a lot of versatility.
And the kick is just such a powerful tool. I agree. I've never been in the camp of like Lee Sin's just like useless after however many, because I mean, like a shield, a kick, and a dash is always going to be pretty powerful.
Exactly. You got like Omega opportunity to make plays on this champion. All right, so I just want you to have this, go back to this emphasis. Like when you get your clips, you don't need to just force. That you don't need to make a bunch of plays. You can still farm and relax and accelerate that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna adopt that weak side pathing.
I think
I was doing it a while back, and I just gave it up once I started kind of like bending the rule a little bit.
Again,
I'm kind of really worried about
What's
the
up?
game picture. Like I really can't assess that much information as I thought I did. Like now that I'm really seeing like how you were pointing out like the HPs, and I think that I'm like blind to that the entire game. I think I've reached my limit. I don't know if I can take in that much information.
Right. To work on that, you're gonna have to. Well, it's good to assess it. It's good to identify that's a big problem. Just know that. Just work on it. I guess the best way to put it is like you have this problem, and like if you hyper emphasize it, it's actually won't be that bad. It's like it's probably just feels like a lot because you're like, damn, I've been missing out on it forever. I think you'll get it pretty quickly, personally.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, man.
Of course, bro. All right, I'll see you around. Let's keep in touch for the next thing, and then that should be all the notes.
Oh, do you send me that notepad text file?
Yeah, I just sent that.
Oh, perfect. Sweet, man. Thanks.
All right. Well, you have a wonderful day, man, and I'll see you around.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little coaching session here, teaching some Lee Sin how to gank, how to pull objectives, how to snowball games, the real mindset behind everything. Again, ganking is so much more difficult than just farming. Like, the reason why, again, I emphasize farming is because it just makes your game so much more fluid. You have to think about less. You can get to Masters minimum by doing this. Now, if you want to break past Masters or be a better player, I completely understand why you'd want to learn how to gank, why you want to learn how to do everything. It's just a little bit more difficult. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.